Welcome to Global Insights. Today we're exploring Greenland, a frozen giant with immense strategic importance. Located between the Arctic Ocean and the North Atlantic, Greenland is the world's largest island, covering over 2.1 million square kilometers. Its sparse population of around 56,600 people, mostly Inuit, inhabit the coastal regions. Compared to New York City's roughly 8.4 million residents, New York City's population is about 148 times larger than Greenland's entire population. Administratively, Greenland is an autonomous territory within the Kingdom of Denmark, meaning it governs most of its internal affairs, but Denmark still handles its defense and foreign policy. Greenland's history. Greenland's rich history spans thousands of years, beginning with the Paleo-Inuit cultures that adapted to the Arctic's harsh climate around 4,500 years ago. The Norse Vikings, led by Eric the Red, established settlements in southwestern Greenland around 985 AD, but they disappeared by the 15th century due to climate change, isolation, and pressure from Inuit groups. The Thule Inuit ancestors arrived in the 13th century, thriving with their sophisticated survival skills and forming the backbone of modern Greenlandic society. Denmark-Norway colonized Greenland in the 18th century, and after World War II, the island's strategic importance grew due to its location between North America and Europe. Today, Greenland has self-rule, with Denmark handling defense and foreign policy, but many Greenlanders hope for full independence. Social and cultural challenges. Greenland's history is not without controversy. Complex issues such as forced relocations, colonial mistreatment, and violations of Inuit rights have been part of its past. Denmark issued official apologies for mistreatment in recent years. Now, Greenland continues strengthening its autonomy while grappling with modern challenges. Climate change, economic development, and the competing interests of global powers. Why Greenland is important in geopolitics today? Greenland is far more than an isolated icy wilderness. It has become one of the most geopolitically strategic places on Earth. Strategic location. The Arctic's heart, Greenland, sits between North America and Europe, at the crossroads of the North Atlantic and Arctic Oceans. This geographic position gives it control over key air and sea routes, a strategic naval and air choke point for monitoring Russian naval activity. Future northern shipping routes. Melting ice is opening new maritime paths from Asia to Europe, which could slash travel times. This means that Greenland isn't just remote, it's a gateway between continents and oceans. Rising Arctic competition. The Arctic is no longer frozen out of global competition. Russia is heavily militarizing its Arctic zones. China labels itself a near-Arctic state and pursues influence and infrastructure in the region. In this new geopolitical environment, Greenland sits right at the center of polar competition. Military importance. Because of its location, Greenland has long been central to Arctic defense strategies. The United States maintains a key military facility, Patuxent Space Base, formerly Thule Air Base, used for radar and space surveillance, early warning systems for missile defense. This base gives the U.S. unparalleled access to monitor activity across the polar region. Natural resources. Beneath the ice, Greenland isn't just ice and snow. Beneath the surface lie vast untapped mineral riches. Rare earth elements like neodymium, dysprosium, uranium, oil, and natural gas potential, critical materials for technology and defense, produce a strong resource incentive. Greenland may also hold some of the world's largest deposits of rare earth minerals, crucial for electric vehicles, semiconductors, and renewable energy technologies. This makes it a target for nations that want supply security, especially as demand for these materials rises in a tech-driven world. Climate change. A shifting landscape. Greenland's enormous ice sheet is melting faster than ever, contributing to global sea level rise and reshaping climate patterns. Since the early 1990s, Greenland has lost hundreds of billions of tons of ice each year, highlighting its relevance in climate science and geopolitics alike. Because what happens here affects the entire world. This melting landscape also reveals new economic opportunities, but also raises complex environmental and ethical questions. Why Donald Trump wants Greenland. In recent years, Greenland has become a headline-making topic, especially due to renewed interest by Donald Trump. First in 2019 and again in 2025 to 26, Trump has repeatedly argued that Greenland's location is essential for U.S. national security. He claims that U.S. control would help block influence from rivals like Russia and China in the Arctic, a region quickly becoming a high-stakes strategic arena. This includes securing missile defense, strategic surveillance naval, and aerospace dominance. Greenland's rare earth minerals and other critical resources would reduce dependence on foreign suppliers, especially China, which currently dominates rare earth production. United States strategists argue that access to these minerals is crucial for high-tech manufacturing, renewable technology, and defense systems. Trump's rhetoric often blends national security with economic interests, implying that with Greenland, America would secure both. As ice melts, Arctic maritime pathways could open, such as the Northern Sea Route or future transpolar sea routes, changing the global trade map. Control of Greenland could mean influence over these future shipping corridors. Opposition and reality. Despite Trump's statements, Denmark has firmly rejected any attempt to buy or seize Greenland. Greenlandic leaders insist they want autonomy, not U.S. ownership. NATO and Europe warn that any forceful strategy could fracture alliances. So while Trump's interest makes global headlines, the actual likelihood of U.S. annexation or military takeover remains remote. But the political impact is real. Final thoughts. Greenland is more than a frozen island. It represents a strategic pivot point in global geopolitics, a security asset for national defense, a storehouse of critical resources, a climate sentinel whose ice affects oceans worldwide, a symbol of sovereignty and indigenous identity. While headlines may focus on sensational proposals and political noises, the long-term story of Greenland will be shaped by climate realities, international cooperation, and the choices of Greenlanders themselves. If you enjoyed this deep dive on Greenland and want more global insights that matter, from geopolitics to economics, history, and the forces shaping our future, subscribe and hit that bell. Comment below. Do you think Greenland should remain autonomous, pursue full independence, or align with global powers? Let us know. Thanks for watching Global Insights. See you next time.